The Legend of Leelanau, written by Kathy Jo Wargin, illustrated by Gijsbert von Frankenhuyzen. Long ago, in a land of great lakes, there lived a maiden named Leelanau. She lived where hills of sand drifted between water and sky, not far from a dark and mysterious forest. This forest was tangled with trees and vines, and it smelled rich like the earth. Leelanau's grandparents, and their grandparents before them, always knew of this place as the Spirit Wood. Although it was beautiful, most people were afraid to enter the Spirit Wood because of the Pukwudgies who lived there. The Pukwudgies were tiny fairies in the forest and known to play friendly but mischievous tricks on people. These fairies were rarely seen by others because they could vanish behind trees whenever they wanted to. Still, everyone knew they were real because the sound of their laughter would float through the air like bells being tossed in the wind, and then always, as fast as it came, it would be gone. During the day, the fairies snatched whitefish from drying racks and stole berries from woven baskets. They took feathers from the headbands of sleeping men and hid canoe paddles high up in the trees. At night, when the village was asleep, they skipped through the Spirit Wood and went to the Great Lake. Here, as the moon cast silver shine upon the shore, the fairies rode upon the backs of bears and danced merrily upon the sand. When they were satisfied with their fun, they crept back into the Spirit Wood to sleep in the antlers of resting deer. Most people were afraid of the Pukwudgies in the Spirit Wood, but not Leelanau. She loved the Spirit Wood more than anything else and was drawn to its most hidden places, always searching for the longest paths to follow. While in the Spirit Wood, Leelanau climbed the tallest trees and hung from their branches, bending them downwards as she jumped to the forest floor. She used fallen trees for secret bridges, stepping carefully along the way. Leelanau gave her animal friends necklaces made from colorful seeds and played hide and seek with the red fox. She made braids with forest grasses, weaving them round to make sturdy nests for mother birds. Sometimes she would make herself a soft bed out of leaves and ferns and lay down to rest. One day, when Leelanau returned home from the Spirit Wood, her mother and father said, "Leelanau, you must not go into the Spirit Wood. The Pukwudgies live there, and they are full of mischief. They will be sure to cast a spell and carry you away for good." Leelanau did not look at her mother and father. She did not like what they were saying. When Leelanau woke the next day, she tried not to think about the Spirit Wood. She was forbidden to go there, yet she could not resist the longing that seemed to pull her there. Leelanau walked quietly to the edge of the forest. Before she knew it, she was running as fast as she could. It did not take long to forget about her parents and their warning. Leelanau was so happy to be in the Spirit Wood once again that she danced all around and then sat down amidst a mess of tree roots that fit like a chair made just for her. As she sat there to rest, she heard strange voices. At first, Leelanau thought it was the sound of baby robins trying to catch their first breaths, or ferns being tossed in the wind. As she listened, leaves began to rustle and tree branches started to shake. One by one, Pukwudgies were coming from everywhere in the forest. They came from beneath roots of trees, they came from inside flowers, they came from tiny forest paths and climbed out of robins' nests, saying, "We dance upon the forest paths, we sing up beneath the trees. Our sweet and gentle laughter floats like bells upon the breeze. Why don't you stay a little while before it's much too late? Today you are a tender child, and time will never wait." Leelanau joined hands with the fairy people and romped through the forest all day. They fed raspberries to black bears and played games with the jumping mouse. They were having such a wonderful time that Leelanau almost forgot to go home. When Leelanau returned, her parents said, "Leelanau, you disobeyed us. We forbid you to go into the Spirit Wood, and yet you return there. Why is this so? Why must you disobey us? There are Pukwudgies in the Spirit Wood, and they will cast a spell on you. Leelanau, you must not return there ever again." Meanwhile, Leelanau's parents worried that she was not tending to her work and would be enchanted away by the fairies if she went into the Spirit Wood again. In order to keep her from behaving so foolishly, they decided it was time for her to marry a young man from the village. Leelanau did not want to be married. She did not want to grow up so soon. When her parents told her she would be happy with her new husband, she did not believe them. Leelanau smiled softly, but the smile was only pretend. On her wedding day, the women of the village prepared Leelanau for the ceremony. Her dress was white with tender pink beads. and she wore a crown of twigs and flowers in her hair. She held tassels of pine in her hands and was the most beautiful bride anyone had ever seen. Moments before the wedding, Leelanau went to her father and pleaded, "Oh, dear father, before I am married, may I walk through the spirit wood one last time?" Leelanau's father did not think this was a good idea, but Leelanau drew her chin downward and looked sweet, and he could not resist his lovely daughter. When no one was looking, Leelanau vanished into the spirit wood. As she skipped along, her heart felt lighter. When she reached the center of the forest, the Pukwudgies were there, and they said, "Come dance upon the forest paths, come sing among the trees, come let your gentle laughter float like bells upon the breeze. Please say that you will stay with us before it's much too late, to live forever as a child while life beyond must wait." Leelanau wanted to stay a little girl forever, but she knew it would not be easy. It would not be long before someone came searching for her. Leelanau did not know what to do. Back at the village, the wedding ceremony was ready to begin, but Leelanau was nowhere to be found. Leelanau's family and the rest of the village waited quietly. They waited so long the hot flames of the wedding fire turned to cool white ashes. Leelanau's parents lowered their heads with sadness. They were sorry they wished for their daughter to grow up so soon. Now their only wish was to have her back for one more day. Just then, a lone fisherman walked into the village. He said that late the night before he saw a beautiful princess dancing along the shore with fairies at her side, and it was the happiest sight he had ever seen. And there, as the fisherman was speaking, the sound of silver bells filled the air, surrounding everyone with music and a young girl's voice. "I want to dance on forest paths and sing among the trees. I want to hear my laughter float like bells upon the breeze. So I must go away from here, there's no time to wait, to live where I'll remain a child before it's much too late. For childhood passes much too fast, it never lingers on, just like the sound of lovely bells, it comes and then it's gone." Right then, everyone knew Leelanau chose to run away with the Pukwudgies and remain a little girl forever. They understood that childhood was like the laughter of fairies, filling your heart with the sound of a million bells, and that as fast as it comes, it's gone. Some people say that Leelanau and the fairies traveled to the evening star, and some people believe they went to the happy land. But most of us know they chose to live in a land not far from the spirit wood, where windswept shores and groves of pine cast enchantment upon everyone who goes there. Many years ago, when explorer Henry Rose Schoolcraft set out to name this place, he called it Leelanau, perhaps naming it for the lovely girl that had enchanted him in a story long before. Today, this magical place is known as Leelanau, the land of delight where all who believe in the maiden Leelanau will feel her words and laughter forever. I dance upon the forest paths, I sing beneath the trees. I let my gentle laughter float like bells upon the breeze. So hold this secret in your heart before it's much too late. Children are the truest joy, and time will never wait. For childhood passes much too fast, it never lingers on. Just like the sound of lovely bells, it comes, and then it's gone.